Daytime television often appears light, easy, and spontaneous, as if laughter simply floats through the studio without effort. Hosts smile, conversations flow, and the day begins on a warm, reassuring note. But behind that polished surface is a complex, carefully coordinated environment filled with people whose work rarely makes it on screen. Producers, writers, camera operators, stage managers, and assistants all move in quiet precision to keep each broadcast on track. The ease viewers experience is not accidental. It is built through preparation, trust, and countless unseen decisions made long before the cameras roll. The human reality. Behind the camera. Because daytime shows are live and immediate, they carry a unique emotional weight. There is no pause button, no chance to redo a moment once it unfolds. That reality creates pressure not only for hosts, but for everyone involved. When something feels tense or emotional on screen, it often reflects the atmosphere behind the scenes as well. Recent moments across daytime television have reminded audiences that these environments are deeply human spaces, shaped by relationships, leadership styles, and the shared responsibility of performing live every single day. When live television shows its cracks. In recent weeks, a few on-air moments across different programs drew attention not because of scandal, but because they felt unusually raw. These moments weren't scripted or planned. They revealed how quickly pressure can surface when emotions run high or when appreciation becomes overwhelming. For viewers, these instances served as a reminder that live television is not a sealed-off performance. It is a real workplace where people experience stress, pride, gratitude, and vulnerability just like anyone else. A culture of calm on morning television. For years, Live with Kelly and Mark has cultivated a reputation as a place of consistency and warmth. The show has rarely chased controversy, choosing instead to focus on humor, personal stories, and shared experiences that feel familiar rather than divisive. That consistency is part of why viewers trust it. When the show acknowledges something outside its usual tone, it tends to do so carefully, with an emphasis on values rather than opinions, and on people rather than headlines. Speaking carefully in a noisy world. When Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos briefly acknowledged broader industry conversations, they did so with restraint. Their words weren't meant to provoke or persuade, but to recognize the moment and move forward with intention. In a media environment where silence and speech are both scrutinized, that balance is difficult to strike. Their approach reflected an understanding that daytime audiences are diverse and that thoughtful framing matters as much as content itself. Why principles matter? More than positions. Rather than centering their comments on individuals or specific viewpoints, Kelly and Mark grounded their remarks in broader principles: fairness, expression, and respect for creative work. By doing so, they avoided deepening divides and instead emphasized shared values that resonate across audiences. This approach allowed viewers to engage without feeling pressured to agree or disagree, reinforcing the idea that conversation can exist without confrontation. A moment of gratitude that took center stage. While industry discussions unfolded quietly, Live with Kelly and Mark experienced one of its most heartfelt moments of the year during a tribute to longtime executive producer Michael Gelman. What began as a celebration quickly became emotional, not because of drama, but because of genuine appreciation. Kelly's reaction was immediate and unguarded, revealing how deeply personal the moment was. It wasn't a performance. It was gratitude expressed without filters. The steady presence of Michael Gelman. Michael Gelman's influence on the show spans decades, stretching back to its earliest iterations. Through multiple hosts, cultural shifts, and changes in the television landscape, he has remained a constant presence. His leadership style is not loud or self-promoting. Instead, it is built on consistency, patience, and an understanding of people. That quiet steadiness has allowed the show to evolve without losing its identity. Longevity in an industry that rarely slows down. Mark Consuelos spoke openly about how rare true longevity is in television. Shows come and go, formats change, and audiences move on quickly. When a program endures, It's rarely because of one person alone. It's because of systems that work, cultures that support people, and leadership that values long-term stability over short-term success. Gelman's role, Mark suggested, has been exactly that kind of anchor. Loyalty as a measure of leadership. Kelly Ripa pointed out something viewers don't often see: the remarkable loyalty of the crew. Many team members behind the scenes have been with the show for decades. In an industry known for rapid turnover, that kind of continuity speaks volumes. It suggests a workplace where people feel respected and valued. The warmth audiences experience on screen, she implied, begins with how people are treated off camera. Different approaches, different outcomes. Recent conversations around daytime television have highlighted how leadership styles shape workplace culture. Live television is inherently stressful, and moments of tension are inevitable. What matters is how those moments are handled. Shows that prioritize communication, respect, and emotional awareness tend to recover quickly and maintain trust, both internally and with viewers. The contrast between different on-air moments across networks offered a subtle reminder of that truth. An industry in transition. The television industry as a whole is navigating significant change. Viewing habits are shifting, platforms are evolving, and expectations around content are growing more complex. Long-running shows face the challenge of adapting without losing what made them successful in the first place. In this environment, stability is no longer guaranteed. It must be actively maintained through thoughtful choices and a willingness to evolve. Awards as reflection, not assurance. As Live with Kelly and Mark approached another awards season, there was both optimism and realism. Nominations are affirmations, but they are not promises. The daytime landscape is increasingly competitive, with newer formats gaining attention. Kelly and Mark have acknowledged that recognition is meaningful, but it is not the ultimate measure of success. Connection with viewers, they suggest, matters far more. A changing relationship with recognition. The shift of major awards to digital platforms reflects broader changes in how audiences engage with television. For veterans like Michael Gelman, this evolution is simply another chapter. The medium may change, but the goal remains the same: create content that feels relevant, welcoming, and honest. Recognition is appreciated, but it is not the driving force behind daily work. A win that affirmed the present. When Live with Kelly and Mark received top honors, it was seen as validation not just of the hosts, but of the entire team. Early skepticism about a married co-host dynamic had faded as viewers embraced the authenticity and ease they brought to the show. The award reflected something audiences already knew: that comfort and chemistry can be just as compelling as novelty. The value of institutional memory. Michael Gelman's recognition served as a reminder of how important institutional memory is in television. When someone understands a show's history, values, and audience, they can guide it through change without erasing its past. That continuity has helped Live remain familiar even as it evolves, offering viewers a sense of stability in an unpredictable media environment. Thoughtful voices in a crowded space. When Kelly and Mark choose to speak on broader industry matters, they do so with care. Their approach avoids sensationalism and prioritizes understanding. In doing so, they demonstrate that even lighthearted programs can engage thoughtfully without losing their identity. That balance has become increasingly important as audiences grow more sensitive to tone and intent. Relevance without reinvention. As the show looks ahead, its strength lies not in chasing trends, but in honoring what has always worked: connection, humor, and respect. By maintaining a clear sense of who they are, the team behind Live has managed to stay relevant without constant reinvention. That steadiness is increasingly rare and deeply valued by viewers. Leadership that doesn't seek attention. One of the quiet lessons from recent weeks is that leadership doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it shows up in consistency, in loyalty, and in the ability to create an environment where people feel safe enough to be themselves. In a business often driven by visibility and metrics, that kind of leadership can be easy to overlook, but its impact is lasting. A lasting reminder In a period filled with rapid change and heightened sensitivity, the story of Live with Kelly and Mark offers a reminder that success doesn't always come from being the loudest voice. Sometimes it comes from staying grounded, valuing people, and allowing gratitude to be visible. In an industry always chasing the next moment, that quiet strength may be the most enduring achievement of all.